Hello. I would like to talk about the concepts and calculation of pH. What is pH? pH is a measure of the concentration of hydronium ions, with a hydronium ion being an oxygen atom bound to 3 hydrogen atoms and possessing a positive charge. However, for simplicity's sake, you can think of pH simply as the concentration of hydrogen ions. We normally think of concentration in moles. However, rather than expressing the concentration of hydrogen ions in moles directly, pH is actually the negative log of the concentration of hydrogen ions. pH is measured on a scale from 1 to 14. You may ask why this is. Why not 1 to 100, for example? Well, this has to do with the unique properties of water. Even in normal conditions, water does not simply exist in a state of an oxygen atom bound to 2 hydrogen atoms. Rather, some molecules exist either as hydronium ions or hydroxide ions. The default concentration of these together, which was determined experimentally, is 1.01 times 10 to the negative 14 power. This is referred to as the equilibrium constant. What this means is that because these two compounds exist in an equilibrium, when one increases, the other decreases. If you decrease the concentration of hydronium ions, which can also be thought of as hydrogen ions, for example, then the opposite of that, which is a hydroxide ion, increases in concentration, and vice versa. You can take advantage of this relationship if you know the concentration of one, either hydrogen ions or hydroxide ions, then it's possible to determine the concentration of the other, a concept that will be important later. Let's take a look at calculating pH in an example. Consider a case where the concentration of hydrogen ions is 10 to the negative 4th power. What is the pH? Recall that pH is the negative log of the concentration of hydrogen ions. In our example here, the concentration of hydrogen ions is 10 to the negative 4th power. Taking the negative log of this, we can see that the pH of this example solution is 4. Let's look at another example. What is the pH of a solution with a hydroxyl ion concentration of 10 to the negative 10th power moles? Note, we are looking to determine pH, which is the concentration of hydrogen ions. However, here we are only given the concentration of hydroxide ions. How can pH in this example be calculated? Recall that pH is the negative log of the concentration of hydrogen ions. And recall that the concentration of hydrogen ions times the concentration of hydroxyl ions equals 10 to the negative 14th power per the equilibrium constant. If we substitute our hydroxyl ion value into this equation, we can see that the concentration of hydrogen ions times the concentration of hydroxyl ions, in this case 10 to the negative 10th power, is equal to the equilibrium constant 10 to the negative 14th power. Dividing both sides of the equation by 10 to the negative 10th power, this leaves us with a hydrogen ion concentration of 10 to the negative 4th power. If we take the negative log of 10 to the negative 4th power, which is the pH, we get a pH of 4. I hope this has been useful for you. Thank you.